Hello, fine citizens of YouTube land. Okay, so in the last video I showed you all of the gels and conditioners that did not work for my hair, and I wanted to talk to you today about protective styling. I'm looking at some notes because I wanted to reference a couple of other videos and I want to make sure that I get them correct, so excuse me if I look down a little too much. The first one is African Hair God. I'm going to put the descriptions to the links to both videos down here in the description box. But the first YouTuber that I want to talk about is African Hair God. He made a really smart video the other day, I guess last week, about what is protective styling, trying to define what protective styling is. And in general, he said, you know, it's just a way of retaining length on your hair. Everybody's hair is going to grow, but you need to retain that length if you want to see it get longer. But he broke it down into 3 criteria for protective styling. And the first one is low manipulation. Well, I can agree. I think we can all agree that definitely you need to keep your hands out of your hair, basically. You know, stop manipulating your hair so much. The second criteria is criterion is that the style has to last a long time. I agree with that, definitely. But what was so funny is that it is relative. And this is something that was really smart of him. He says, you know, that's a relative thing because for him, he thinks that it needs to last about 2 weeks. For me, I think it's a little bit shorter, and again, I'll talk about that in my next video. But yeah, so it's a relative point. The third criterion is protects the ends. Your ends need to be protected. And again, the smart part about this is that he said was that, you know, that varies. Because he said, you know, he wore his hair straight or short for such a long time and then he's now growing it out, that he wants to enjoy his hair. So even when he does 2-strand twists, he doesn't pin them up. But I think that there are other ways of protecting your ends, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The other YouTuber I want to mention is Cynthia RF. I've been just devouring her videos, trying to figure out how she's doing these wonderful wash and goes with just conditioner. And it's just not working for me. But she made a very good point about protective styling, which is protective styling is, she doesn't like the term because, you know, you put your hair in 2-strand twists, you pin it up, it gets to a certain length, and then, but you haven't learned how to take care of your hair in its loose state, so then what happens is that you end up losing the length, you know, not being able to retain your length. So we need to learn how to protect to work with our hair in its loose state. The other thing too is that your hair, I think all hair, no matter whether you're a 1A or a 4C, needs water on it in a regular, timely manner. Excuse me, I have to cough. Excuse me. So anyway, in a regular manner, you have to have water on your hair. Your hair needs that. It needs those hydrogen bonds. It needs to be able to replenish itself. And because it's always in its state of drying out, you know, we slow that drying state by putting sealants and stuff on it, but that doesn't stop it. You know, you can't go for a certain amount of time. Now again, I think it has to do with your hair type, to how long you can go without water on your hair. Okay, low manipulation, your style needs to last a while, and you need to protect your ends. Now, the one thing I wanted to talk about was protecting your ends. I think you can protect your ends and have them loose. And I think in my next video I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, but I think you can protect your ends and have them loose. I don't think it has to be 2 weeks. I think, again, it's very, like he said, it's relative. For me, I think it's a week, but I think that it depends upon your hair type. But definitely the definite staple is low manipulation and water. You got to have that. So in my next video I'm going to show you how I obtain the length that I've got now, I actually came across it as an accident, and I'll just talk about that a little bit in my next video. So I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna go. Okay, bye.